Canada ngayon ay mas nagiging mas mahigpit pa lalo. Basically, nagiging mas strict ang pag-implement ng Canada ngayon on deportations. So this requires really stringent implementation. Hey fam, good morning! And it's again super sunny here in Calgary. Tunaw na ang mga snow, but expecting to be colder in the next coming weeks. Today, papunta lang tayo kina Jason para mag-jam again. Siyempre, meron tayong hobby on the side. So, apart from work, music lang. So, kanta-kantahan tayo. And we have an upcoming gig pala next week, Friday or Saturday. But yeah, drive lang tayo, medyo malayo-layo from northeast again to southeast. So samahan niyo ulit ako. We're ready for a double experience again on Friday, next week Friday, March 7th. So, uuwi lang ako. Oh, before pala ako uuwi, pupunta muna ako sa optical shop namin ni Donna kasi may order si Donna na glasses, and as well as for me, sunglasses naman. And then, uwi na tayo sa bahay. My kids, miss na miss ko na sina David and Lian. So, uwi tayo agad, and then baka maglakad-lakad kami around the neighborhood. Let's find inspiration again for houses within our community. Tingnan natin. So, see you later, fam! Yun, so dito na tayo sa optical shop. That was a long drive, 20 minutes din yung drive. Kunin lang natin yung eyeglasses ni Donna and sunglasses ko, and then that's it. Nakabalik na ang daddy. Labas tayo.
Maganda ang panahon.
Lakad tayo around the neighborhood kasi sobrang ganda ng panahon. And ipagyayabang ko lang na ang Calgary right now ay wala ng snow.
Positive ba na tayo?
Ito tambak kasi yan. Bundok talaga yan.
Positive
Pero around Calgary talaga halos wala ng mga ice, snow. Around positive 10. Mainit, feels like summer. So tingnan niyo yung araw, ang ganda ng araw, oh. So pupunta kami sa school ni Davon kasi sa katabi nun may malaking playground sila. And yeah, let's check out. Dito tayo daan sa lab, sa likod lang. And check out natin yung mga backyard ng mga detached houses. Kasi ang gaganda. Dito pala sa lugar namin, natural na may bunny.
Daddy, shush!
Yeah, I know. Yan o, kung nakikita nyo. Yan. So, normal yan dito sa amin. And ito yung mga likodan ng likod bahay ng mga nakadetach dito. Which is mga kapitbahay din namin. Gaganda. Balang araw lang, magkakaroon tayo ng ganyan. Ha? Magkakaroon tayo ng ganyan. Ganyang kalaking backyard. Laki ng backyard nito.
What's that, baby?
Wow.
Oh, wala pang nandoon kuya kasi
Okay, so may pathway dito. Kahit na winter, sobrang lakas ng snow. Ang galing ng Calgary kasi naki-clear nila talaga to. So, safe na safe maglakad dito kahit na winter. Ano, love oh. Laki ng mga backyard nila. Ang gaganda. Ito yung mga love, no? Mga 700 to 800 din, no?
yeah.
Na mga houses.
Diba meron yung binibenta before?
Yeah, meron doon 850. Nasa kanto siya, nasa corner. And ang ganda nung location. At saka sa may side entrance yun eh. No? Na parang, I think for rental yun eh.
I think so.
no?
Yeah.
Practical siyang for rental kasi ang
Yes,
laki
baby.
ng bahay. So, yun yung advantage talaga ng detached. You could do whatever you want. Sa place mo, rental ba? Yung sa baba, na basement, or hindi. But yeah. Okay, so see you later. And my kids are back. Nandito na sila sa playground. Okay, hold daddy. Kasi mahirap yan, mahirap.
Daddy, I
Opo.
can do this fast when I'm walking now.
Correct.
Balance
Kasi big boy ka na eh. Yan. O si ate. Dito ikaw, tabi ikaw. Kasi si ate mag-ano. Oh. Wow. Wow, ang galing ni ate. Kayo din? Kayo din? And there you have it. Nasa bahay na ulit kami. Ang mga kids and si Donna ay nasa taas. Kinukumpuni na ni Donna, preparing to go to sleep kasi medyo maaga-aga kami tomorrow. By the way, shout out pala dun sa new friend na nakilala ko. Actually, yung anak niya is ka-daycare din ni Davon. I was surprised as well na kababayan ko siya. He's from Davao. Maybe an hour and a half from Davao. So, shout out sa imuha. Bye. Kita ta pohon. And while nagkukumpuni tayo ng mga i-dishwash, plato, baso, milk bottles, water bottles for the kids, nagbabasa kasi ako usually talaga ng mga articles kasi nakatayo ka lang naman. Unfortunately for me ngayon, kailangan ko tuloy siyang idagdag dito sa video. The title is Canada Deports More People, Predominantly Those Rejected for Refugee Status. So, when I read this, naisip ko agad yung isang friend ng dad ko kasi he was a Vietnamese and then naging refugee sila sa Pilipinas. And legally, na-adopt nila ang Philippines and naging successful businessman sila or entrepreneurs. Ayun, going back to the topic of this news article from CTV News, nagiging mas strict ang pag-implement ng Canada ngayon on deportations and very strict sila ngayon sa pag-assess ng mga refugees. Na-abuse ang system. So this requires really a very stringent implementation. Kasi madaming nagkiklaim as refugee pero actually wala naman silang proper eligibility or hindi naman sila pwede talagang mag-claim. Another example is yung mga nabasa kong articles like a couple of months ago about some international students are even seeking asylum. From international student to an asylum seeker, sobrang labo nung pathway na yon, or it should not even happen at all. Papasok ka nga ng Canada with the money, that you're okay, that you want to gain international education, good education, and then after that, dahil walang pathway na mabibigay sa'yo, or wala kayong pathway na mahanap para maging PR, and for example, tapos na rin yung PGWP nila, ay magsisik sila ng asylum. Regardless of what I think and how I view it, sino-sino nga ba ang pwedeng mag-apply ng asylum? So these are people, kasi usually may mga tao kasi na ang home country nila ay delikado. Let's say, is at war, or pag bumalik sila sa bansa nila, mapapersecute sila, matutorture sila. In a sense, endangered yung buhay nila. So, delikado ang buhay nila. Kaya sila, as humanitarian option from Canada, in goodwill, pwede ka nilang bigyan ng asylum. So, you could stay in Canada, pwede kang mamuhay dito, kasi nga, delikado pag bumalik ka sa bansa mo. So ngayon, mabalik tayo from international student, magsisik ka ng asylum, unless na yun nga yung nangyayari sa bansa mo, malabo itong ma-approve. But then again, some are very artistic, very imaginative. Ito yung ginagawa nilang way para makastay dito sa Canada. Ang government nakaka-realize naman yan. So naaabuso nila ang system, nagkakaroon ng madaming backlog ngayon ang Canadian government, ang immigration. So instead na napupunta yung proper funding, proper effort dun sa mga pathways na legal or pathways na tama, napupunta tuloy dun sa pagre-review ng mga backlogs na in the first place, dapat ay walang ganon kadami. So ngayon, ilan ang mga na-deport na? So, a combination of cases to, not just for the asylum seekers, but I think it's a big chunk of those that were deported were asylum seekers. So 7,300 people were deported from January 1st to November 19th of 2024. So this was last year. And this was an increase of 8.4% from last year's 2023. And 2 years ago, it was an increase of 95%. So meron talagang pattern na dumami ang mga asylum seekers, ang mga refugees na hindi naman talaga eligible to have those kinds of status to stay in the country. So, para sa Canada, okay, we are noticing some abuse here. Ngayon, magiging stringent tayo ngayon sa implementation. Mas papabilisin natin ang implementation. So, nagde-deport sila ng mas marami. Of course, all of this requires manpower. Kailangan mo ng mga agents, kailangan mo ng mga immigration officers, kailangan mo ng mga officers na nagre-review din sa mga cases nila. So, for me, this is a waste of money that should have been used for better purpose, for food, for housing, and others. But then, ayun nga, walang magagawa ang government dito kung hindi kailangan nilang pondohan. Kasi kung hindi, yung backlog ay tataas lang ng tataas. And the option naman, or you have the thinking na para may fair review naman yung mga nag-a-apply nga ng asylum. Pero sa isip ko kasi, kaya sila nag-a-apply ng asylum, kasi baka, and I haven't read any rules about it, my feeling is, baka kasi, pag nag-apply ka ng asylum, pag nag-apply ka as refugee, you could stay in Canada while they're reviewing your refugee or asylum application, which means you could stay in Canada, probably even you could work. Please add your comment below kung mali ang assumption ko kasi hindi ko pa talaga siya deeply na-research. Again, nakita ko lang yung news article. Gusto ko siyang itopic kasi isa siyang abuse na naman dun sa immigration system na very obvious na instead nga na ang pera, which is amounting to $65.8 million to remove or to deport yung mga ineligible applicants of refugees and asylum seekers. Ganun kalaking pera ang nagagastos nila just to deport those individuals. This is clearly another aspect of the immigration system that they need to do in order for the asylum process or the asylum system to have that integrity. Kailangan nilang gawin to. Nakakalungkot kasi Canada has been very open internationally. Not entirely their fault. May mga fault talaga ang mga bad actors din kasi nga ina-abuse nila ang system. And ayun, those are just my thoughts. Quick read lang dun sa news. Sana nakapag-share ako ng information sa inyo. And salamat sa pagsama sa akin today. And nakapag-boys day out ako. And of course, nadala natin sina Davan and si Lianica sa playground. So sobrang saya namin din. Please do like, share, and subscribe if you like these contents. Padayon ta sa pag-uswag. Tuloy-tuloy tayo sa pag-improve. Thank you, God bless, and see you on the next video. Hang loose!